Buongiorno everyone! Christmas week and it's SHUTDOWN. Skepta settings for the Premier League. Is it coming? Probably. Or at least behind closed doors. We're going to look into it as another Premier League game gets cancelled. Man United versus Brentford tonight is off. Even though there was only a small number of COVID cases at Man United. And the majority of them aren't even first team. But they've had to close the Carrington training complex yesterday for 24 hours. They appealed to the Premier League to have the game taken off, and it has been. This is the start. This is the start, I'm afraid, because in Newcastle should definitely be doing this. We should be appealing for every fucking game to be called off until January, when we can get some players through the door. Because that shit we've got at the minute is fucking sending us down. I'd rather have SHUTDOWN than go down. Yeah? Stay in the Premier League. Wait until January, get a few players through the door, and then play these matches again. Lovely stuff. Now, I'm never in favour of cancelling football matches. It was awful when we had 3 months without football during that first lockdown. I don't think it'll ever get that bad again, hopefully. But with this new Omicron variant coming across now and the cases on the rise, because obviously it's winter and everything, you're going to see more of this. I mean, if Tottenham had 2 games off last week, Man United now. Man United probably won't play the next game either against Brighton because Brighton have got loads of COVID cases. So their next game could be against us, unless we start postponing things. You know, we had obviously Eddie Howe the other week, but no one else got it. Weird, unless we just did an appeal. But I'm never in favour of stopping football matches. You know, it's a big part of Christmas. It's a big part of my life, obviously. But Christmas for me, you know, small family and everything, it's quiet. There's not much going on. I'm looking forward to Christmas. Don't know why. We're shit. The Christmas games against Man United and stuff on the 27th, just to get out and about, see people. You never know what could happen at the game. Might pick up a result, who knows. But, and I like just sitting in the house watching loads of TV on football. A festive of football festivities. That's what I'm all about. But right now for Newcastle, it's probably the best thing that could happen to her, to be honest, because this team isn't good enough to stay up. This team isn't going to pick up points anytime soon. So if we can get transfers through the door, we do wait until January, get new players in, then play these postponed games. That would help us massively. That would help us massively. I'm more in favour for it. We should be appealing to get every bastard game postponed now. Seriously, we should. You know, if we've got COVID cases or we can, or it happens, it's good news for us. It really is. Because we need this January window to come, money to spend, to hopefully stay up. Now, if Mike Ashley was still here, it would be pointless because you wouldn't spend money anyway. But with the new owners, the new wealthy owners, we can spend lots of money to try and stay in the Premier League. We need that to happen ASAP. Obviously, we've still got 4 games before the January window. So we could be cut adrift by then with the fixtures we've got coming up. So I'm all for it. Or at least just Newcastle. The ideal scenario would be Newcastle. So then I could watch Man United and Arsenal and everyone else on TV over Christmas. That'll do me fine. But in all seriousness, we'll have a look at this article here. There is a huge fear of a shutdown coming for Premier League teams as the cases are spiraling out of control against many clubs. Many stars and members of the public are waiting for booster jabs. I mean, the league last night announced 42 cases. That's more than we ever had when the pandemic was first here, when it was at its rife and when we were going through lockdowns. But this is the thing, it's because right now there's no restrictions, there's no lockdowns or anything. And obviously I don't want them to come back. It was a horrible time to be alive, that was, during all them lockdowns and restrictions. But the reason why it was working last year and why we didn't get a stop, fans behind closed doors and everything, games behind closed doors with no fans, shall I say. And obviously the players were restricted last year. Like us, they were in bubbles, they couldn't go out. Right now the players are going to nightclubs on weekends, they're shagging about, they're getting birds back, all blokes, whatever you fancy. You know, they're mixing with the mates, they're mixing with loads of different people at restaurants, bars, shops, whatever, just like us. So that's why the cases are on the rise, and that's why it's looking bad, and looking peak for us. Because I think, I mean, we've seen what's happening in Germany, the game in the Champions League last week, Bayern and Barcelona, behind closed doors. I honestly think that's going to happen soon. Like, I think the games are going to get put behind closed doors again, probably next week or the next couple of weeks, to be honest. I could see that happening, a mail off or reduced capacity, like we've seen in some German games as well. The Dortmund Bayern Munich derby a couple of weeks ago, that was reduced to 15,000 fans, was it? So I can see protocols that are coming in for the next couple. I think Christmas and then until like mid-January, I think for about 3-4 weeks we might see games behind closed doors or games in reduced capacity or a complete lockdown, complete shutdown of football again, maybe, because of how bad it's getting. So I think it's a matter of time before something happens, because obviously now they're saying you need the COVID passports or a negative test to get into the ground, things like that. So things are gonna get worse again for at least a month or so, I reckon. Like, unfortunately, they're saying as well that the players in the league, 68% of them have had 2 jabs. That's up to them. I mean, you see that many people having jabs and still getting ill or still passing on. Obviously, it reduces the fact and everything. I didn't want to get into all that anyway, bollocks to it. But the main thing is that the cases are on the rise regardless. I mean, there's bare people in my uni and everything vaccinated and they've got it and that, so that still doesn't count as a case. So obviously hope that the vaccine stops the spread and stops the severity of the symptoms and whatnot. But the cases are on the rise, the games are getting cancelled, or we're going to get put into a shutdown, or we're going to get put in a lockdown. Is more restrictions going to happen, not just outside of the Premier League? We'll have to wait and see. But like I just said, I think we could see something changing, something happening, maybe behind closed doors for a couple of weeks, or a shutdown for like 2 weeks. Winter break, Jurgen Klopp and that, the foreign managers will be loving it, been calling for it for years. So we'll see, time will tell, but the news isn't looking good. Obviously, there's loads of articles out there, which I'm seeing about now. We're seeing there's a fear of a shutdown in the Premier League, where we're seeing games cancelled left, right and centre now. Brilliant. Let us know what you think. Will these things happen? Will we get a shutdown? Will we get fans behind games? Let's keep on saying fans. Games behind closed doors. Let us know. Let us know. How would you feel about it? I think Newcastle fans agree with me, where we would want them cancelled because it would give us a better chance to play these games in January with a new squad. Or do you want to just get them out of the way because we get beat anyways? I mean, who knows, you know, there's always springs and surprises in football. Anyways, that'll do. Got things to do. Subscribe to my Channel TV and enjoy yourselves.